Hi guys, it is Michelle Reads. Now, I'm thinking of changing my YouTube channel name because it sounds too ordinary, I guess, lack of a better word. But for now, we're just gonna do Michelle Reads. So, I have a lot of videos that I really need to do for this channel. I promised that I was going to do a 2024 book review videos for the books that I read last year. Of course, books that I read this past month, which was a little bit disappointing, but I will get into more details later on. And of course, the TBR for February, etc. So, for this video, I've been wanting to do I had to wait for all my books to come in before I did this video. So I will be doing a book outlet collective haul. So I purchased 4 times in the month of December from Book Outlet because this year I really want to save money. I went crazy on books last year ever since I got back into it last year in March. So this year I really need to slow down on books and, of course, read the ones that I have. So, anyways, let's get started because, like I said, I ordered 4 times in the month of December, and I probably have about between 20 to 30 books in this collective haul. Okay, so the first book that I got from Book Outlet is Dead Flip. This was in their clearance sale section. I look, I am one of those readers. I gravitate towards covers. So I do judge a book by its cover. I'm sorry. But I gravitated towards this because it reminded me of Stranger Things. I really love that show. Can't wait for the new season to come out. So this is I believe it's a horror book, and it might be YA. I'm not sure. Let me just read the snippet on the back so you guys have an idea. I think it's part of one of the passages in the book. So it says, no matter how hard I try, I can't get this image out of my head. Sam's eyes were rolled up so high I could only see white. His mouth was open, drool dripping down. His cheeks were caved in. Bluish veins bulged out of his neck like they were going to burst. Sam, I yelled, but he couldn't hear me. So that actually does not really give. Everyone thought Sam Bennett was gone forever. Oh, okay. So if I remember the synopsis correctly, their friend Sam, something happened, disappeared, and then reappeared. Could this takes place? I believe between the 80s and 90s. So he reappears like maybe I'm gonna say like 10 years or something. Yeah, so far one of the years is 1992, but I guess he disappeared in the 80s. So, anyways, he was missing for a few years. He comes back, and they're trying to figure out like what happened to him throughout those years that he was gone. So, this is by Sarah Ferezin. Sorry, I I try not to butcher names because of my name, how it's spelled. So I feel for people. So yeah, I'm not sure this is still on their website, but if not, definitely check it out on Pango Books. I have seen people selling this book on Pango. So let's move on. So this book was in my TBR video last time. So the only book I'm not going to show in this video was Tessa Miyata is No Hero because I picked it last month. So I will be showing the Aliana Girl of Dragons book by Julie Abe. This is a prequel to her, is it Ava Green? Wait. Ava Evergreen duology series. So I really do love Julie Abe's. The first book I read, like I mentioned before, is The Charmed List. So I really love her style of writing when it comes to young adult books. So I don't know if I should I. It's really long, but you get the gist of what the title is. But it is a fantasy YA book. Okay, so I believe. Oh, and also the other book that I picked in the last video. Now I forgot what it's called. Oh, Hockey Girl Loves Drama Boy. I also bought that last month, I believe. So, anyways, I believe this is. No, it's not the only one. Okay, so one of the graphic novels or books that I got is the Charlotte Bronte Before Jane Eyre. This is part of a like biography type of graphic novel series. The Center for Cartoon Studies presents. I guess that's what they're called. So this is about Charlotte Bronte before she wrote Jane Eyre, and about a little bit about her family and so forth. So I thought this would be nice to, have a quick read and learn about someone that I like, which I love the Bronte sister like any books that were written by the Bronte sisters and Jane Austen, but I've never read a single book from any of them, which I hope I will soon. Okay, so another Julie Aube book that I got is the Ava Evergreen and the Cursed Witch, which is the second book to this duology series. So to be honest, I'm not really into witches or wizards. It's not really my thing, but I love the cover of the Ava Evergreen and Tessa Miata. Like anything that kind of reminds me of anime, I really love it. So I like to give a chance to this series. Hopefully it's really good. I believe it had really good ratings. So that's why I picked it up. I did like the Harry Potter series, but I never finished it, which I hopefully will plan to get back into. But I just wanted to add that I'm not really into the whole witches or wizard thing, but I do like to read them once in a while. Maybe I'll really like it, or who knows. So let's move on to the next one. So I got Hot Dutch Daydream. This was in their clearance sale section as well. This is not the first time I read Christy Boyce. The first book I read from her was Dungeons and Drama, which was a really cute YA romance book. And I believe she just came out with a second one that's part of that series. So she does have like Hot British Boyfriend, which I also want to get. No, it wasn't Hot British Boyfriend. It had British Boyfriend in it, but I don't think the first word was hot though. But anyways, I really want to get that book as well. Oh, yeah, it does say Hot British Boyfriend. Oh, Hot Dutch. Oh, okay. I just realized the first word for both books is hot. So, yeah, so she does have Hot British Boyfriend. I guess that's part of this particular series. So this is a YA romance book. So really excited to read this one. And I also do love her style of writing, so that's why I would like to get more of her books. Okay, so I discovered that Jessica Jung, if you don't know who Jessica Jung is, she used to be part of the K-pop girl group Girls' Generation, and I had no idea she came out with books. So I found it really exciting. And this is the second book of her series, or her duology series. So the first book is called Shine, which I bought from Pango, and Book Outlet had the second one, Bright. This is also in their clearance sale section, I believe, for like $4.99, and this is the hardcover. Okay, so $4.99 for a hardcover, that's a pretty good deal. And I believe they have the Shine, the first book, but I think it's only the paperback. But I preferred to get the hardcover because I mean, it's Jessica Jung. I really love, when I was in college, I listened to Girls' Generation a lot. That's one of my favorite K-pop girl groups. So I believe it's about, so the first book Shine's about this girl who got into being part of a K-pop girl group, and I guess she falls in love with some guy, and then there's like this conflict between career and being in a relationship, or because I believe in the industry you're not supposed to have a relationship, or that might be in the contract, or it's just looked down upon because you don't want to disappoint your fans in the K-pop industry. So I find it fascinating that she wrote a book based on that topic. So I can't wait to start reading her series. Okay, next one is Azar on Fire. This was also in the clearance sale section. Now, after I bought this, I didn't know this was part of a, I guess, duology series by Olivia Abtahi. I picked this up because I found the synopsis really interesting. So it is about a deaf girl who wants to do music, and she meets this kid who, I guess, I think he has a good singing voice. I'm not sure what it was, but she wanted to be part of a band with him and so forth. So I thought that was really interesting. So I had to pick this up. And I believe the first book is called Perfectly Parvin. I read the synopsis for that, and it didn't really sound intriguing to me, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy it or not. You can read this alone. It doesn't. I'm not sure if the characters from both books interact with each other or whatnot, but hopefully it's a standalone-ish book. But I don't know. It's gonna have to be on the back burner. I have to think about whether I'm gonna read it by itself or try to get the first book. Okay, next one I'm super excited about. I've been wanting this for years. Years. So, growing up when I was in high school, I was really into Christine Feehan. She was one of my favorite authors when I was in high school. I read the Dark series is my one of my favorite series from her, and she came out with Dark Hunger, which was her first graphic novel, or like the first short story that became a graphic novel. So this is a re-release of it. So they did include, besides the graphic novel part, they did include the actual short story to it in the back, which I found interesting. So I'm not sure if I'm just going to read the manga part of it or if I'm going to read both parts to see if is there a slight difference or who knows what. So even says special bonus includes original novella and new author's note. So I can't wait to read this. Okay, so I do have another Julie Abe book called Our Cursed Love. Now, on Goodreads is not considered a duology, but if you read the charm list, this couple here in this book is actually the younger siblings of the first couple in the charm list book. But like I said, on Goodreads, they don't consider it a series or duology, so you can read it on as a standalone. But I consider it as a duology because, I mean, they're related to the first pair of characters. So, unfortunately, the Goodreads rating on this is not that great. I think it was like 3.2 or 3.3 or something like that. But I mean, I love Julie Abe and I still want to give this book a chance. Maybe I'll like it or who knows what. But I hope it's really not that bad. So, it's called Our Cursed Love because I believe in the synopsis, one of them loses their memory, and because I don't know if it's really a curse or what. I think it's more of a magical realism type of book. So one of them has to help them remember who they are and their love, because they are a little bit, even though they're the younger siblings of the first book, they are a little bit older in this book, like 16, 17-ish, I guess. But yeah, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, so this one I had to get. This is also in their sale clearance section, The Porcelain Moon. I love the cover. It's gorgeous. It is a historical fiction book, and it takes place during World War II. It says a novel of France, the Great War, and forbidden love. Let me see. 'Cause I don't really remember the synopsis of this. It says novel set in World War One France about two young women, one Chinese, one French, whose lives intersect with unexpected, potentially dangerous consequences. So that sounds really interesting to me. So I can't wait to read this. So I'm really excited about this next book. But as you guys know, Book Outlet is a discounted website. So when you buy books from them, there will be some blemishes or remainder marks on them, etc. So they did start selling sprayed edge books, and for a really good price, for like $10. And I wanted this book so bad ever since it first came out. Five Broken Blades by May Corlin. Now, I am disappointed that this corner part is a little damaged and there is a remainder mark on it. So if you don't want remainder marks on your sprayed edge books, do not buy from Book Outlet. Don't even take a chance on it. But for me, it is what it is. And hopefully it's a really good book to me. I believe it has a really good Goodreads score. So I believe it's about five swordsmen that come together to fight, I guess, a king that's not, a good king, I guess. It says it's the season for treason. The king of Yusan, the king of Yusan must die. So, five swordsmen come together. This is considered a romantasy, surprisingly, when I looked on Goodreads. So I guess there is a little bit of romance in here. So I cannot. I mean, look how beautiful that sprayed. I mean, I'm glad that the sprayed edge part is not damaged. There's no mark on it, and the bottom part is all black. But it's just this top part has a remainder mark on it. But again, you get what you pay for, right? So I did get another sprayed edge book from them. This is the first one that I received that I was like, oh, okay, well, nothing I can do about it. So when I read the synopsis of this, I had to get it. It kind of reminded me of the Beauty and the Beast type of trope. So this is called The Wren in the Holly Library. This is, I believe, part of a series. This is book one. Also, The Five Broken Blades is also part of a series. Again, I mean, look how gorgeous the sprayed edge is, but there is a remainder mark on the bottom. So I hope I like it. I don't think, I also checked the Goodreads on this, and I believe it was like 3.5-ish. So I hope it's good to me. That's what I'm worried about. But yeah, I really like how this book sounds, and I had to get it. Okay, so Book Outlet does have like classic books, of course, and I did get Anna Karenina. Yeah, Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. He's a Russian author. This is a classic book, and they do have a whole bunch of Paper Mill Press books for $7.99 each. I had no idea how thick this book was. It's like 800 pages, guys. Like, unbelievable. I do love the cover of this. It is foiled, but I'm not particularly fond of. It is a hardcover, but it's pretty thin compared to most hardcovers. But I'm still gonna buy these paper mill books from them because I would like to have some classic books on my bookshelf. So I really want to read this. I have not watched any type of adaptation to this particular book, not a movie, not a TV series. So I really want to read this book before I watch any of the adaptations. I just hope I can get through it. What I do like also, they do have ribbon bookmarks if you get the paper mill books. So I thought that was really nice. Okay, so the next book, actually, let's do the next classic. So this one, I'm like, whoa, hold on guys. My book's like, I put it in the wrong place because they are starting to fall. Okay, I better not put any more books on top of that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so the next classic book that I got from the paper mill is The Phantom of the Opera. I love, that is my absolute favorite musical of all time. And of course, I love the movie with Emmy Rossum. So I really want to read the book and see the difference between the book and the musical and even the original old classic movie, which I haven't seen either. So it's a really short book, which I'm really happy about compared to Anna Karenina. And I do love the cover of this and the back part of this. So again, this was $7.99 despite that it is a short book, but still a pretty good deal, and I can't wait to read this. Okay, so I did get The Turtle House. This is a short book, and I found the synopsis interesting. This is a historical fiction type of book. It's based on, it says, moving between late 1990s small town Texas to pre-World War II Japan and occupied Tokyo. An emotional literary debut about a grandmother and granddaughter who connect over a beloved lost place and the secrets they both carry. So I believe this is like a dual timeline. They go back and forth between the 90s and World War II. And of course, the relationship between the grandmother and granddaughter, etc. So I thought this was really interesting. And I do have a pet tortoise, so that's why I also got it, because I love turtles. So, and I love the cover. It's gorgeous. So, whew. I still have a few more books, guys, and we're at 23 minutes. Ooh-wee. Okay. So, I got the first book of, I guess it was a series that Brandon Sanderson, this is my first Brandon Sanderson book. And I hope I will like him, because I don't particularly read fantasy books really, unless it's like a romantasy type of thing. But Trust of the Emerald, it sounded interesting to me. I believe it's kind of like a pirate-ish type of book. And I like the covers that he has with this. I think he calls it the Secret series because he worked on this during the pandemic. So I can't wait to get the other books that he wrote, hopefully, if I like this one. So yeah, I'm gonna put this back in the box. So I was not expecting to pick up this book when I was shopping around a book outlet. When I read the synopsis of this online, I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so good. I believe this might be a really steamy romance book based off the Four Horsemen's. So this is a 4-book series. So the first book is called Pestilence, and I'll just read a little bit. It says, they came to Earth, pestilence, war, famine, death. 4 horsemen riding their screaming steeds, racing to the corners of the world. four horsemen with the power to destroy all of humanity. They came to Earth and they came to end us all. So I know it sounds grim, but it is a romance book type of thing. So let me keep reading a little bit. So when Pestilence, the first of the horsemen, comes for Sarah Burns' town, one thing is certain: everyone she knows and loves is marked for death, unless of course the angelic looking horseman is stopped. Angelic looking horseman. Which is exactly what Sarah has in mind when she shoots the unholy beast off his steed. Too bad no one told her Pestilence can't be killed. Alive and furious, the horseman takes Sarah prisoner and determined to make her suffer for impeding his mission. Despite her pleas, nothing and no one gets in the way of his orders to destroy humankind. Only the longer Pestilence spends beside Sarah's bravery and compassion, the more he seems to understand her and humanity. And the longer Sarah travels with Pestilence in his plague, the more uncertain she grows about his true feelings toward her and hers toward him. Sarah might still be able to save the world, but she'll have to sacrifice her heart in the process. So, this sounds like up my alley because I love steamy romance books. So, I had to get it. I did get the second book, War, which is a little bit thicker compared to the first one. This one sounds super, super good. So this one, out of the four, I read all four synopses. This is probably the one I'm really, really looking forward to. It just sounds super juicy. So again, Four Horsemen romance series or romantasy. Yeah, I had to get it. Okay, so there's another series that I did get. I got the first book, His Scandalous Lessons by Katrina Kendrick. This is a type of historical fiction romance book, and I love the covers. I mean, look how pretty that is. It says he is London's most notorious rogue. She is a politician's daughter, so it's one of those opposites attract type of series. So I thought this, and it's a short book actually, so I did get the second book. Now, again, I believe this is a 4 or 5 book series. And out of the synopsis for all the books that's part of the series, this one, the second book, sounds so good. So I did get The Tempting the Scoundrel. It says, she is society's most rebellious lady. He is king of London's underworld. Okay, giving off mafia trope vibes. So, and of course the cover is gorgeous. I love the color palette on this one. Yeah, can't wait to read that. So this one sounds really interesting. This is called Dangerous Play. This was also in the clearance sale section. It's about a girl who gets sexually harassed or something like that. And she's part of a hockey team girl group, and when they found out what happened to the girl, they decided at night they were going to do vigilante stuff against these guys. Or I'm not sure if it's a group of guys or one guy that sexually harassed one of the girls. But it's giving off like revenge, vigilante type of feel to it. So I thought, and it has really good ratings. So I'm like, let me just get it. It's for a good price, and you know, it does sound interesting. So yeah. Okay, so this book, I was really disappointed when I looked at it because it was in their sprayed edge book section. And in the picture, it showed like gold. I'm not sure if it was gold foiling or just like goldish yellow sprayed edge. But this has no sprayed edge whatsoever. It has gold foiling on the front, but I'm like, where's the sprayed edge? But it is what it is. It's whatever. I'm not gonna go complain about something like that. I mean, it's whatever. But this is, I believe this is part of a series. It's called Filthy Rich Fae. I'm not into faes either. I'm more of a vampire girl. But I thought I would try my first like romantasy fae type of book just to see if it's something that I will like. So it is type of, it's like a mafia romantasy type of a book. So I think there's also like a filthy rich vampire, so which I probably will get that as well. Okay. So this book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I hear this is very popular in the book community because it does have vampires, and it's also reminiscent of the what's that book series now? The Hunger Games. So it's a combination of vampires and the Hunger Games, which I find very interesting. So this is part of a series as well, and it's pretty thick. So I'm looking forward to this book, and I believe it has really good ratings as well. So last book, guys. Hold on, let me move these. Okay, last book. I saw this on the Target app. I almost bought it from Target, but I'm glad that I waited. So this is called Give Me a Sign. So it's based off of a, I believe, okay, so it is a YA romance book. And I think one of them is deaf. I'm not sure if it's one of them or both of them. Yeah, I think the girl is of hearing and she falls for a deaf guy. So I thought this was interesting, and I do love, I did learn a little bit of sign language when I was growing up. So, I mean, I had to get this. It sounds really cute, and I believe it also has really good ratings on Goodreads. So, and it's by Anna Sortino. So, yeah. Those are all the books that I got from Book Outlet. So I'm so glad I got through this. I'm sorry that this is over half an hour or a little over 30 minutes. Now the next video I will do is the TBR, and as you can see, a little hint, it's going to be the blindly choosing version because it is a type of punishment that I will be doing for myself. So anyways, that's it for my Book Outlet haul. I hope you guys like the selection of books that I got, and I'm looking forward to reading them. So anyways, thanks for watching. Bye guys.